Hey physics. So I think you guys have been struggling a bit with the conservation of momentum problems on the lab, and there's some on the upcoming test or test you should be working on already. So I thought maybe I would just quickly go over one to help you out. Okay, so let's say you have two objects, object A and object B. And object A maybe has a mass of 4 kilograms, and object B has a mass of 2 kilograms. Let's say that object A is moving with a velocity of 10 meters per second in this direction, and object B initially has a velocity that's 0, so it's at rest. So these are our initial velocities. Okay, so what's going to happen is these objects are going to collide and get stuck together. So that would be like the example of the blow dart or blowgun dart that gets stuck into that sled in that video. Or there was the example of the train cars that stuck together in that one worksheet that you did. Okay, so we're going to say they collide and stick together, and what's going to be their final velocity? Alright, so that's our question. What's the final velocity? So what you want to do here is you want to apply the law of conservation of momentum. So you want to say the momentum of object A initially plus, oops, let me show this here. Momentum of object B initially is going to be equal to the momentum of A final plus the momentum of B final. Okay, now these two are going to be stuck together, so you could say the momentum of A, B collectively. Now, a couple of things to remember. Remember that momentum is equal to mass times velocity, okay? So you have to have your mass in kilograms, and your velocity has to be in meters per second. So in the video, for example, the masses are given in grams, so remember divide by 1,000 to convert them to kilograms. Also, the distances in that video, the ruler is marked off in centimeters, so remember to convert to meters, divide by 100. Okay, so let's solve this problem out here. So the initial momentum of object A is going to be its mass, which is 4, times its velocity, which is 10. Okay. The initial momentum of object B is 0, because it's not moving, right? So 4 times 10 is 40. So 40 plus 0 is 0, okay, is going to be equal to the final momentum of our system. So the final momentum of our system will be the mass, total mass, so we want to add our two masses together. So we'll have 6 kilograms times our final velocity. Okay, so what you have here is 40 equals 6 times V. So to solve this out, you're going to take 40 divided by 6, or divide both sides by 6. Okay, 40 divided by 6 is going to be a final velocity of 6.67 meters per second. This is positive, the same sign as the velocity was up here, right? So your object is going to continue to move off in this direction. It's just that they'll be stuck together and moving slower. When you're solving these problems, the key is to just remember that you want to use the conservation of momentum for collisions. If they stick together, you just add the velocities at the end. If they don't stick together, then you keep them separate. The sign of your velocity is important. If we were going to do this problem and instead of having an initial velocity of 0, let's say this object had a velocity of, I don't know, 2, let's say 2 meters per second in this direction, okay? If they collide and stick together, we're still going to say what is their final velocity, okay? So let's just solve this problem quickly here. So again, we're going to say our initial momentum of object A is going to be its mass, which is 4, times its velocity, which is 10. Okay, and then our initial momentum of object B. Since object B is moving towards the left, we would say that its velocity is -2. So we're going to take its mass, which is 2 kilograms, times its velocity, which is -2. Okay, and then that's going to be equal to, again, we're going to say they collide and stick together. So we'll say our total mass, which is 6 kilograms, times whatever our final velocity is. Okay, so once we have it set up, then it just becomes pretty easy to solve it out, but let's work it out here. So 4 times 10 is 40, plus 2 times -2 is going to be -4, is going to be equal to 6 times v, okay? 4 plus -4, or I'm sorry, 40 plus -4, so that's like 40 minus 4, so we have 36 is going to be equal to 6 times v, okay? So then you just divide both sides by 6, okay? And when they stick together, our final velocity is just going to be 6 meters per second, and you could say to the right because it's positive. Hope that helps you guys out. If you have questions, please ask. Have a great day.